Here we are, January the 1st, 2021. So, a happy new year to all. We're facing into a lengthy period, I presume, of lockdown because of COVID. But hopefully, one of the things like me you'd like to is get some fresh air and some exercise. So, we're up here in northwest Donegal on the wild Atlantic, and in a beautiful place in Gweedore. And there are lovely walks around the shores, etc. here, as you can see, all along here, beautiful beaches. But a very definitive walk that you can do that I think is very interesting is around the industrial estate. So I'm just going to zoom into the industrial estate, and essentially with my mouse I show you the area that I'm talking about here. So if you start with the mouse here and you walk along very good road, and we'll have a look at that in a few minutes just before we go, down one side, back round, and you do the shape basically of a rectangle. And let's just measure, see the distance that's involved there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in and get a starting point. So there's a roundabout up at the top here, and I'm going to take this as a starting point in my roundabout. And if I hold my mouse down, I'll get a location marker there, which you can see, that red marker there. And if I go over to, I'm in Google Maps here, if I go over to this line, which I'm highlighting with my cursor, I press measure distance. Now I've got a little measurement device. So what I can see here is that my origin is here, and it's passing out from my origin a little blue set of dots. So as I move the map around with my fingers, it tracks out across. And as I'm doing this here, I want you to look in the left hand corner. You can see the distance as I'm doing it. So at the moment it's 50 meters. If you just look at that, it's 70 meters. And if I go over to the first corner in the road, basically it's 200 meters. And at this point here, if I press this button where I can add a point, that becomes a point from which now I then just move down. So all I'm doing is I'm moving the map. Again, I'm on an iPad. I'm moving the map with my fingers. I'm moving right down it's a straight road all the way up to the top. And really interesting. So you just add a point in there, and look at here, this is just 1 kilometer. So if you just think about your mathematics, a rectangle is supposed to be, if I followed half the way around a rectangle, I'm predicting to you folks I'm going to get to 2 kilometers. So I'm going to zoom in, go across to the next corner in the estate here, and press in another button, and you can see 1.137 kilometers. So it's not exact rectangle. So I'll go along here. If the road isn't exactly straight, I can get down to that point there, add in a point there. I'm at 1.257 kilometers at the moment, and I just keep going all the way up to the top, the straight road, all the way up to the top. Just keep moving along the road. And typically if I'm walking here, this takes me about 15 minutes. So I just add another little button there and complete my route round a roundabout, essentially over to that point there. Add another button, and look at it, it's 1955 meters, 1.95. So it's basically 2 kilometers to go around that block. And again, I suppose, so it's 2 kilometers to go around the block. If we zoom in again into it, move away from the measure distance, just to give you an idea of what, on Google Maps, what the road looks like. And essentially, once you start, so this is the sort of surface you're walking on, all the way around here. I'm just down street view. So, and it's particularly, if it's something that you'd like to go and walk at a weekend or something where it's not going to be very busy, but even during the day, it's a very safe space, and even at night it's well lit, etc. So it's a very even surface, so there's no excuse to, and you get down to the first corner, so you've done your first 200 meters, go around the corner, and all the way up to the top of the road. So that's a suggestion for something you could be doing over the winter. If you're someone who's interested in our main sheds, I mean, we have our main shed here in the centre of the industrial estate. I'm just zooming into where the main shed is. So essentially, if you want to find the main shed, you come into the estate, go down the past the roundabout, You just come down here and take the first turn left in through Factory Road here, and in there you'll see a car park, and just across, if you just follow the mouse as you go up that ramp there, in here you'll find Sciobbo Navarre, the men's shed here in Gweedore. And you know, hopefully in better times, as things loosen up during the summer, we can get all to meet again and, you know, enjoy things. And hopefully, you know, would be lovely to be able to have a walk there and go in there and meet guys for a cup of tea or whatever. But anyway, a 2 kilometre walk. Hope you enjoyed this. And also, if you want to have a walk anywhere, hope you like the idea of how to make a measurement using Google Maps.
Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Prospero Anno Felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas, I wanna wish you a